Today we are going to talk about the cosmic cake. Of course, we are also going to talk about the big pulse, the triple pulse, and Tripleverse theory. So far we have spoken about a whole bunch of stuff. Information imprint, spin, the three pulses, which can be considered as three separate mini universes. Particles are not stupid. We spoke about fields, levels, bands, and zones, right? Now we're going to talk about the cosmic cake. So, if we want to make a cake and we don't know the ingredients, and I ask you to make a cake, but just say, for example, give you one ingredient, right? Say flour. Now we know the molecular formula for flour is C6H5O10. 6 carbon atoms, 5 hydrogen atoms, and 10 oxygen atoms, right? So we put that in the oven, we bake it, and from there we will get sugar, right? And say water. Water is H2O, sugar is C6H12O6. See? The ingredients are all carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, just like the ingredients are for the flour. Right? So we bake that all together, and we'll get butter. See? The formula for butter is carbon again, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, and different atomic configurations, right? And then from there, we put it all together, and we can create cheese, right? Cheese is C2OH3, 2O14, right? Same carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So we can get all these ingredients from flour, which is a polymer. And a polymer is a large molecule made up of smaller molecules in a chain, put together in a chain, right? So if we were to put ethanol, water, butter, and cheese in a certain chain, right, we will get flour, right, which is a polymer. So now we have our ingredients for our cake, right? By knowing one ingredient, which is flour. Now, we know that the singularity within the universe came from had infinite pressure, infinite density, and infinite energy. Right? But we cannot have infinity like I had said before. So I call this almost infinite pressure, almost infinite density, and almost infinite energy, right? So when we bake our cake, we will bake it in an almost infinite period. So we have whatever time we want to bake the cake, right? Almost infinite time, right? Same like the universe, you know, the big pulse would have an almost infinite period to come, to emerge, to emerge into what our universe that we see today, right? Now, you're going to say, well, oh, wait a minute. I got it. Flour is a polymer. So, of course, we'll get these ingredients, right? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. But I will say to you, hold on. Even if we were to take carbon and we put put it under almost infinite pressure, almost infinite density. Density in a infinitesimal volume, we'll get something. And the something that we're going to get could be anything, right? And we can even take carbon and hydrogen will emerge. Or we take hydrogen and oxygen will emerge, right? Carbon has what is it? 6 protons, 6 neutrons, with 6 electrons circling in it, right? Something like that. Hydrogen has what? 1 proton and 1 electron. Oxygen, I believe, have 8 protons and 8 electrons circling it. Right? So from one to the other, or to the other to the other one, we can, get carbon converted to hydrogen, converted into oxygen. You say, no, this can't happen, but it can. We have almost infinite time to do these things. Almost infinite pressure, almost infinite energy, almost infinite density. So we can do these things. It's not difficult. Right? So, if we were to transpose this idea, right? Oh, and also you have to remember, although you have the ingredients, you need to know what quantities these ingredients have to be in, right? You say, well, a pound of flour, pound of sugar, pound of butter, and a pint of water to make a perfect cake, right? You're trying to make a perfect cake. So even though you have the ingredients and you're baking it, you have almost infinite time to make a cake. And every time I bring that cake to you, you're going to say, no, that's not a cake I want, right? You want the perfect cake. Because the perfect cake is our perfect universe that we are living in. It has to be perfect. So finally, you get perfect ingredients. But you need to know the perfect quantities. So if you put half of a pound or this or that or that, it's not going to work. Maybe 3/4 of a pound, whatever, you have infinite time. So finally, you will get your perfect cake. You're going to have an almost infinite period of time to bake your perfect cake. Right? So once you get that, your perfect cake baked, right? Let's correlate it. Right? Like I said, you don't even have to take a polymer like flour. You can just take carbon, hydrogen, or oxygen. Right? And put it under these conditions, and you can get whatever you want. But it has to take an almost infinite period to get that perfect cake. And the perfect cake is our universe. So let's take a look. Now, when we first had a big pulse with the singularity, right, we will have no energy fluctuations, right? The singularity I just explained. Infinite temperature, infinite pressure, infinite density. So there are things acting within and without the singularity. So you have the pressure coming in and so on. So when the singularity bangs, you're going to have a smooth, continuous energy zone, right? Smooth. Before it bangs. Smooth. No energy fluctuations. No energy bangs. But as it pulsed and collapsed and pulsed, right? Almost infinite period of time, you can get an almost infinite number of situations that will occur. So now, sooner or later, we start to get energy fluctuations, right? Energy zones with different energy levels, and then we are going to have energy bands, which I explained in my previous videos, right? So, let's consider this. The flour, which is a polymer, is made up of small molecules, right? The polymer is a big molecule made up of a chain of small molecules. So now we can consider the flour as the energy fluctuations, energy levels, energy zones and energy bands if you were to follow my last videos. We can consider the water as quarks, right? So you can have 2 quark, 1 dumb quark, which would be a proton, right? We can consider the butter as a gluon, right? Remember, the gluon is a particle carrying force carrying particles that holds the quarks together to form the strong nuclear force, right? So we can use this analogy to say, well, I can put some water and butter as I can put the quarks and gluons together, and I can make a proton. Because 2 quark, 1 dumb quark will make a proton, right? So now I can say I put the water churned with butter, and I can make cheese, right? So the cheese is the proton, the end result of that, of this modeling, right? So this is how the cosmic cake can correlate to our perfect universe that we are living in. But it's not a but. And interestingly enough, string theory, although I'm not a big fan of it, can use this modeling, right? The many worlds interpretation can use this modeling to show some, what do you call that? Not to prove that they're right, but to get one step forward to their theories, right? For example, when I say that the creator is a baker, right? Because if you're going to have a cake, cosmic cake, you're going to have a cosmic baker. But a cosmic baker is a cosmic master baker, right? And here's the big kicker that other theories will like. Right? The many worlds theory or infinite universes theory would love this. The master baker is just one baker in a bakery. There's a bakery with different bakers, right? Everybody's baking up their own universes. And why is that? If we go before the Big Pulse and the Big Bang, right, we have a cosmic web, right? The cosmic web. This is before the Big Bang or the Big Pulse, whatever you want to call it, or the Tripleverse theory. We have the cosmic web. And I'm just going to very briefly now state this, without going into it, which is going to be for the future. This cosmic web gives birth to our universe, to the Big Pulse. And from this cosmic web will come a lot of different universes, right? This is where the dough is, all of the dough. So our cake just came from this cosmic web, right? One piece of that singularity makes up our cake, which is our universe, right? So this is the bakery that everything like our universe and other universes come from, right? But I'll go over it again as usual. And like I said, string theory, many worlds theory, infinite universes can actually emerge from the Big Pulse, the Triple Pulse, and Tripleverse theory, right? So, like and subscribe, and don't forget, we have a bakery, that there are many bakers baking different cakes, which correlates to different universes, and each of them can be different. So they can be an endless universes. They can be endless universes. because of the bakery. And this part we will go into, and you find this very interesting, right? Interesting, because this is the parent of everything beyond our universe. Right? Like and subscribe. This actually will not be the cosmic web. The cosmic web will only be designed to explain our universe, our cosmos. This here before our universe and our singularity, right, should be called something like the mother of all singularities, right? This is where our singularity emerged, from the mother of all singularities, right? If I were to take this marker and I say this is our singularity, then the universe that we see out there would actually be the mother of all singularities, right? To give a perspective, right? So this is our universe, but the mother of all universes, the mother of all singularities that give birth up to our singularity is what you see in our universe, right? So there has to be a different name. So for now, I will call it the mother of all singularity, and the energies involved would be, say, the mother of all singularity energies. And from here, whatever had happened here, which I'm going to explain in the future, different singularities broke off, right? Whatever happened here, everything broke off here, it broke off here, it cooled here. So almost infinite singularities broke off from the mothers of all singularities, right? And this is why we can have almost infinite number of universes from almost infinite number of singularities, right? So correlating that with the K, this is the dough, the mother of all doughs, D-O-U-G-H-S, not D-O-E-S, right? So a little breaking off of the singularity here, make a cosmic cake with a different characteristics and a different universe, and so on and so forth. So like I said, string theory would like this, instead of the 26 dimensions that they said, to explain the standard model of physics, and then they break it down to, say, 11. Now they're breaking down to, say, six different dimensions. But from this modeling and explanation, the mother of all singularities, right away, they can say, okay, man, this fit our equations, right? And brings them closer, a closer explanation than to say you flip a coin in the air and you don't know what's happening. At least you get you don't know if you get heads or tails, right? At least you get closer to heads or closer to tails. You can predict closer to heads or closer to tails because of a better modeling and a little better explanation. And I believe the many worlds theory would be interested in this theory, right? The mother of all singularities gave birth to our singularity that we are living here. So don't forget, the mother of all singularities produced the mother of all bakeries, produced the master baker, and our singularity that our universe emerged from. Like, subscribe. Thank you. This is a teaser. In the next video, we'll explain that there's a banker that messed with the mother of all singularities that created all that we see and all the almost infinite universes. It was a banker during this period. So in the next video, or following video, I'll explain what he had to do to affect the energy web before the Big Bang and or the Big Pulse and triple pulse theory. Like and subscribe.